This is the brand new Sena SRL3 and today we're going to be installing it in the brand new Shoei Neotec 3. So starting off with the basic rundown of its features, it has a Bluetooth 5.0 connection, which means that you can use it on your phone, your TFT displays and other Bluetooth devices that you can connect up to the Sena unit. It uses the brand new Mesh 2.0 system as well. Similarly to that interphone, that is a video that we did previously, so a card will be up there for you to check out. So Mesh is basically, if you don't know, a way of having a web of connections with fellow riders, which means that if one person from that group was to fall out of that group, your connection with the other riders that are still within that group will stay connected. And if they wanted to rejoin, they just have to turn up and join the group again back into the pack, and the connections will all be stable. You have a range of about 1.2 miles on them, and with this unit you have voice controls and audio multitasking with that as well. So let's get straight into it and let's install it in the brand new Shoei Neotec 3. Opening the box, you'll find your Sena SRL3 unit lovely displayed out in its little cutouts and this plastic casing that it has. So on the inside you have your microphones, of course, your battery box that has a new development on the rear of there, some connections to go into your helmet, as well as your controls for the actual unit itself. So your volume up, volume down, your main button, and also on the other side of the helmet will be your mesh button on there as well. So if you lift this off, and behind this little black tab here, if you open it up, you'll find your varying different user manuals on the inside, and obviously we'll be using the English one. And on the inside you'll find your Wi-Fi adapter there, two spare boom mics, actually one of them you'll be using for the boom mic, and also a microphone that goes into the full face helmet. And that's pretty much it inside the box. So let's move on to actually installing it onto the helmet. Okay, so let's start off with the boom mic that we have here, since it's already out. We'll also need the buff that goes on top of the boom mic, and this is the one we're going to be using because this is the modular helmet, whereas on the other mic this would be for your GT Air 3, because this would also fit the GT Air 3. So to fit that on, you just slide it in there like so. Hopefully it goes in nice and easily. Oh my God. There we go, all the way down, and then we can set this one to the side for a little while. So starting off with taking off the cheek pads, we take the ones on the sides off. They also tell us that you should have it on the up position on the flip top, just so we have easy access into the helmet itself. So take all the clips out like that, undo the strap, pull out each cheek pad either side, just move it out of the way, or even take it out, I believe. Hold on. There we go. And then the other side, like so. Take the strap out again. Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's out of the way now. And then what we can do is take out the inner earpieces. It's under this little bit of fabric. You actually just pull it out, unclips, and you'll have these little clips on the side there. Keep note of where the clips are and what have you, because when you put the earpieces back on, they also have designated clips to fit into the helmet properly in a specific way. So you take both of those out. You can also now take off the crown pad on the inside like so, and then we should be in the running to start installing everything on the inside. Right, so the first thing they want us to do is, we put the helmet onto its top there, and so we can access this little battery box where our battery box is actually going to be. A little tip: if you don't have a donut or a cushion underneath your helmet, either use a pillow or a sturdy belt that you can wrap around into like a little donut shape, and you can rest it on that, and it shouldn't be that difficult either, and at least you won't damage your helmet that way either, I mean. So you pull this little tab there, and then you pull this out here like that. Take the little foam insert that's in there, and instead you replace it with your Sena SRL3. Keep note that these flaps here, this rubber seal there, you want it to be underneath it rather than on top of it. So when we start installing it, we just push it in there, just making sure that we can get this rubber seal on the outside of it before we clip it into place. Okay. Right, now we can move on to the side pieces. So here you can see the little side panels, these little plates, plastic plates on the side of the helmet. We're going to remove these now. A little tip that I use is I will use something a bit smaller, like a key, to actually pull the tab open like that, because my nails aren't long enough, and then just pull it out like such. And then same on the other side there. get that on out nice and easily, and now we're ready to install the actual intercom units on either side. So on the right hand side of your helmet will be your mesh control button, so we'll just click that into place in its same sort of orientation, keeping note that you need to put this side in first, like so, get it to line up hopefully, and then it should just like that click into place. Same goes for the other side here, so we take this out, lift it up, and we'll just install that with this piece towards the front of the helmet going in first, and then sliding it into its place like that. Nice, quick and easy. Now we'll move on to the side pieces, again on the inside of the helmet instead of just outside on the shell. Moving on to the boom mic, hopefully you have that handy. We'll now go into installing it into the right hand side earpiece. You just clip it into place. There's a little groove on the actual boom mic itself, so you know which way orientation it should be, so it'll be like a little triangle cut out, and now you can just place it into its position down here on the inside of where your cheek pad normally is. And what's nice about the Shoei helmet is that it actually has grooves for your wiring system to actually fit in there correctly and securely, so it'll be kind of hard not to do this the right way. So moving on to the little trim pieces there, it's a little cable management system here on the right hand side. You just use this and this little bigger piece here, slots in behind where the old plate is and now where your new plate is, and right next to that should be this longer, thicker bracket there. It goes in between this little crease between the two different bits of the EPS liner. You just push it down into there and should be able to cable manage it on that side, and then also for this side. So this actually has to squeeze up really close up towards it, and don't worry, you can go quite rough with this and it should be absolutely fine. There we go. And then now we can move on and just do the exact same thing on the other side, just minus the boom mic. Same thing on this side, so just follow the channel of the helmet. So where this gap is, this is where you want to run the wire, and it has little in grooves in there that's been cut out for your earpiece to go into, so just make sure it lines up correctly. And then what you need to do after that is just pop this earpiece into this slot like so. Hopefully click in, there we go. So that's all nice and secure there on that side now. Now once that's in, we can now do the cable management on this side as well. So just follow the channel once again, pull the cables back a little bit so you have yourself some slack, and then bring the trim pieces into each other. Again, this one goes right behind where your old unit used to be, and in this little crevice here is where this little arm of the cable management bracket will go. Now I'm calling it a cable management bracket, but may be called something else. Here we go. Click it into place like that. So that's that side down, and then this one does the same sort of job, just a bit closer into there and down the side over here, and then it should be all set in terms of the wiring. So we're going to start installing the cheek pads back into here, so that you have a little hook there. Just make sure it situates back into those little metal poles. And I'm not going to show you the whole process on either side because it does take a little fiddling to get everything just right, and we'll move on to actually using the features within the app in order to connect you up to your phone. Moving on now, you need to download the Sena Motorcycles app from your either Google Play Store or your App Store in order to connect it to the SRL3. So once you've downloaded that, you do need to go into your Bluetooth settings after turning the unit on, which is via the plus and middle button. You hold that until it turns on and it should be flashing blue and red. This means it's in Bluetooth pairing mode, and it should pop up then as SRL version 1. Click that, open up the Sena Motorcycles app, and you can now access all the features within that. Within the app, you'll be able to access your different features like your music. You can also go into your settings itself if that's easier, instead of having to go through all the buttons and the different procedures in order to access this on the side there. You also can change from your group settings for your mesh, so you can either be in an open group mesh or you can have your own private group mesh as well within that. Another thing with this new intercom system is that you can actually have voice controls as well, either via the Hey Siri or via the Google Assist app feature that you have on Android phones as well. Overall, it's a nice and little easy feature they have in this integrated comms unit, and it's far nicer and easier than that of the previous generations. So I hope you like this video. Please do consider subscribing. If you did enjoy, we'll also be doing future videos on the new GT Air 3 soon in the future, and we'll be taking this out on the road. So with that, ride safe and see you all soon.